Did you know that about half of the average American home's energy bill comes from heating and cooling expenses? Now, it's important to stay comfortable, but how do you do that and save energy at the same time? One way to get a handle on your heating and cooling costs is to get a smart thermostat. And here to talk with us today is Caleb Robbie from Robbie Hardware. And tell us, Caleb, just who can benefit from having this type of technology in their home?
Yeah, pretty much anybody that's got some sort of heating or cooling system and has an existing thermostat can probably take advantage of a smart thermostat.
What kind of issues do most people get a smart thermostat for to try to solve?
Well, yeah, a lot of it either A, they want to try and improve their efficiency a little bit. Who doesn't like spending a little bit less on bills when we can? And then a lot of folks just like, they're used to doing everything on their smartphones. They like to be able to control stuff from wherever they're at, and that's just a nice feature for them.
Now, we're really proud of those people who have installed manually programmable thermostats.
Absolutely,
right? That's
yeah.
a step up from the old school on-off thermostat.
Yeah, the old dial thermostats with the mercury, yeah. And then we got into the programmables. Those were a very big deal when they came along, helped save people a lot of energy. Now we're kind of looking at going a full step ahead of that.
So talk to us about some of the features this unit offers, as well as how to access them.
Right, so this is a smart thermostat. It ties in, to your home's Wi-Fi, and then from there it can do all kinds of things that a lot of smart devices can do. It can, there's a smartphone app to use it as far as controlling it from wherever you're at in the world. You can take a look at things while you're gone on vacation. It'll also pull weather data, so it keeps an eye on what the weather's doing outside, so it can adjust accordingly as far as turning your furnace on and off, or air conditioner, whatever you have for equipment in your home. It'll also look at your phone as far as GPS location. You can base it off of, is anybody home or not, or am I gone at work, and you can go ahead and turn it down for the day. So since we're tied into the internet like that, there's all kinds of things, different things we can do with it, and those are just a few of the basic ones.
So if I'm not so good with buttons, can I just talk to it? Will it understand me?
Absolutely, yeah. It'll tie in with any sort of smart home unit that you might already have that's existing out there, and give you that access. So if you want to sit on the couch and tell it to bump the thermostat up a couple degrees, it can do that.
So what about furnace maintenance? Can it help with that?
Absolutely. So a lot of the times you'll see reminders on them saying, hey, time to change that furnace filter. It's been a month, or depending on your filter, maybe longer. You might get error codes if you've got an issue with, say, your furnace isn't working right. You can take those error codes, share it with, your HVAC professional as far as helping them diagnose what you've got wrong, helping you get that issue fixed sooner and back up and running.
It's pretty amazing technology, you got to admit.
Absolutely, we've come a long ways.
So is this a lot of work to install? Is this something that I can do myself as a homeowner, or should I call a professional?
It's really going to depend on kind of the experience level of the do-it-yourselfer. There's going to more than likely be some electrical wiring that'll have to take place up on the wall, for sure, wherever your current thermostat's at. And depending on what you've got for a system and the specific thermostat you're looking at, you may need to do some electrical wiring down in your basement as well, either the mechanical room or wherever your furnace or boiler, whatever you got. So if you're not really feeling up to a challenge like that, then it might be a good idea to call up a professional.
Give us an idea and walk us through the process of not only installing the hardware itself, but also getting it onto our smart devices.
Yeah, so first things first is pretty much just removing the old one. That's usually going to be easy enough. There's some kind of twist off, or maybe they pry a little bit, so you got to be careful as far as taking the old thermostat off the wall. Probably some screws and then the wires that'll need undone, and then usually a new one will mount wherever the old one was. But there may need some additional hardware that would have to be added in the basement, or wherever your equipment is located at. So that might be something that makes it a little tricky for a homeowner to do on their own without a deeper knowledge of all that equipment and how it all works.
So it would depend too on what you're taking down.
Absolutely. It really depends just kind of what you've got. If you just got a standard furnace and air conditioner, nice and basic home, or maybe you've got a very complicated heating and cooling system, in which case a professional might need to get involved.
So can you give our viewers an idea of the cost, ballpark cost, of what it takes not only for the unit, but also to have it professionally installed?
Right, so obviously every job's a little different, but an average about $300 to $600 is going to be about right for an average home.
Okay, and that includes a savings, I would imagine.
Yeah, so with something like this, you're taking advantage of the fact that it's a smart thermostat. It's looking at the weather data. It's seeing, what we have coming as far as the weather the next week plus, sometimes depending on the specific model. There's certainly the expectation you're going to be saving money in the long run and help justify that upfront cost.
Great. This is fabulous technology, and thanks for sharing this information, Caleb.
Absolutely.
And now that you know more about them, you can determine if a smart thermostat is right for your PowerHouse. Other smart devices to consider installing in your home are smart detectors, including carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors. These items are essential to the safety of your home. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in the U.S. yearly, over 400 people die and 50,000 people visit the ER due to accidental CO poisoning. The National Fire Protection Association recommends installing a CO detector and smoke alarm on every floor. There should be a detector inside and outside every bedroom. If you have a multi-story home, an alarm should be placed at the top of the stairway from the first to second story and on the basement ceiling near the stairs. Installing a smart detector is fairly easy. Now, this particular model comes in two versions. It can be hardwired or a battery version, and we'll be installing the battery version today. But before we get to the installation, you need to install the app onto your phone or your tablet. Once you've successfully installed the app, push the button in the center to test the alarm.
Ready, in the hallway. Press to test.
It should speak and tell you the location you assigned it to during setup.
This is only a test. The alarm will sound.
Now we're ready to install it. First things first, remove your old detector. Unscrew and remove the back plate if there is one. Now, take the back plate that came with the new alarm and screw it into place. Next, line up the 3 tabs on the back of the unit and turn clockwise until it's square with the wall or ceiling. Press the center button to test that it's connected. Every alarm will speak, telling you they're connected. And that's all there is to it.
Ready, in the hallway. Press to test.
Now, this particular model not only detects smoke, but it also detects carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is odorless, and if you breathe in too much of it, it can be fatal. Signs of CO poisoning include headache, dizziness, nausea, upset stomach, and confusion. This model's also great because it uses words and colors to let you know there's a problem, and not just a lot of beeping. If the ring is green, this means the system is working and all is well. This alarm also has a night light. When you walk under it at night, it glows white. If the ring is yellow, that means the system has a message for you. The batteries might be low, the Wi-Fi is down, or it's an early warning that smoke or CO is detected. You can either push the button on the alarm or open the app to see what's wrong. This gives you a chance to address the situation before the alarm goes off. When smoke or CO reach a dangerous level, the ring will pulse red, tell you where in the house the emergency is, and make a loud sound. Now, if you're not at home during an emergency, you'll get an alert on your phone and you can contact emergency services. These devices are constantly checking their sensors and batteries, so no more running from room to room, trying to find the chirping alarm, or waving a dish towel around if you burn the toast. You can simply silence the alarm with your phone.